I was just in the house cleaning, and then I just heard something, a loud boom, and then, like I said, it shook the windows. It was so loud. Maybe it was a car wreck or something up, on the highway, because we do have wrecks up there at that intersection. Mm-hmm. And so I got in my car and I went up, and I saw the big cloud coming down the hill. Like I said, it was just rolling. It was like a rolling cloud coming down the hill.
And the color?
It was green. It was like first dark, so it was almost like a glowy type green that, you see just coming, and I'm like, what in the world is that? It was actually scary, because then I thought maybe somebody was up the hill, had an accident, because it was coming off the top of the hill. And then so I turned around, and my car kind of hesitated, and I started praying. I was like, oh, Lord, you got to get me out of this. I said, I'll never make it back home. And so when I got home, I was on the phone with my sister, because we, talk all the time. And so when I got home, I said, well, let me just call somebody else, in the neighborhood. And I thought of Joe McDaniels. And so I called her, and I said, has anybody said anything was going on in Satartia? I said, because I smell a really bad smell. And she asked her husband, Larry, she said, and they said no. And then he asked me what it smelled like. And I said, it kind of smelled like rotten eggs, kind of really, really bad odor that I hadn't smelled before. And I told her about when I had gone up to the intersection, and I saw the smoke coming down the hill. And then she said, Larry told her to tell me, he said, go in the house, close all the windows, turn off the air conditioner. And so I did that, and a few minutes later, she called me back and said she had spoken with Durwood, and, he had told her, what to do, and told us that we were going to have to evacuate. Well, by that time, my husband was on his way home. He's a singer and a musician, so he had gone out performing that night, and he was on his way home, and he hadn't turned his phone on from the church. And I'm trying to reach him. And so I told her, I said, well, I need you to call our cousins and everybody that numbers in Satartia, and tell them we got to evacuate. So she was doing that, and I'm still trying to call him. In the meantime, I get in my car, and I get right up here to the store, and it hesitated again. I started praying. I was like, oh, Lord, I can't breathe. I got to get out of here. I'm, about to panic at that moment. So the only way out, we couldn't go across what we call the river bridge, because it was flooding over there. So we had no way out that way. I couldn't go the other way toward the intersection. So we only had the back road to take. And so I got on the back road. It was muddy, and I'm sliding, just trying to get through, because I'm driving really fast. I'm really panicking. I can't breathe. And so I finally made it what we call Dixie Farm Road, and that's when I started feeling a little bit better. But it was very, very scary. By that time, I had gotten my husband, and I was like, I'm going to Vicksburg, because we can't go to Yazoo, and they're telling us to evacuate. I said, and we got to get far away as we can. So the only other place to go was Vicksburg.
As a nurse, what happens to your body when you have too much carbon dioxide and not enough oxygen?
You can't breathe. I mean, as simple as that. You cannot breathe. I mean, I felt like a fish out of water. You're looking for, you're air hungry. You can't function. Your brain starts to shut down. You just go into fight or flight. Right. Then eventually you die if you don't get any oxygen. Like I say, I was one of the first ones to see it. Yeah. And had I passed out, who knows when the other person would have come and saw it. Because I'm right there at it, bailing down the hill. It was hysteric. People were panicking because we didn't know what to do. Had we been prepared, and had we known that, this could have been a possibility, and this whole little community could have been wiped out. I would tell people to know what's coming, to be aware of what's around you, because we didn't know. The town, we had no inklings that it was there.
Really?
Really.
You didn't need another pipeline.
No,
Wow. That's kind of crazy.
we didn't know. Make sure you have some carbon dioxide monitors in your house, detectors. Because you won't know until, I mean, you could be asleep and never wake up.